First up, just a brief explanation of what the system can do and what you can do as far as grant recipients. Obviously, review, prepare, and revise and certify your FFRs based on your roles. I know there was a question asked during yesterday's session of who controls the roles, and that would be the grant recipient. You can have more than one person be your certifier or preparer, but obviously those people should be the people that are most familiar with completing the FFR. Some organizations don't have that much staff, so your preparer is the same as your certifier, and that's perfectly fine as well. Next thing we want to let you know is that Grant Solutions is kind of the start process for your reports in the PMS. They provide all the information given to them from us, the awarding agency, and as well as your grant officer, technical representative, or your GOATer, who you've heard about lots of times within the last couple of days. And the financial information is entered on your FFR by the PMS. There are very limited lines in the PMS that are not pre-populated by the PMS based on what has transpired in their system. So if we can, I'm gonna stop sharing this one. And share this one for you. I'm not seeing. Yes, okay, there we go. Hopefully you can see this now. This is my landing page in the PMS. This is my dashboard. Mine may look different than yours, but basically it's going to have the same information, just a lot less, since you're just basically concerned about your grant award. So I wanted to point out how we get to the FFR. So from the main menu, we're going to select Federal Financial Reporting, Federal Financial Report, and then you would enter in either your grant ID or your payee account number. I recommend your payee account number because I'll just give you a quick example here. If we do this by grant ID and search, that provides 17 results. If I do it by payee account number, you see the results will be 35. Okay, so we want you to see all of the reports under your account number rather than just searching for one specific account number. And looking at this, you can see one report is delinquent. That's something else that we look for up here. It was due July 30th rather, from a June 30th quarterly report. And let me see. If we go to, I'm going to go back to my individual and pull from there. You'll see here, well, no, I don't want to do that one. I'm just going to do all delinquent reports from my dashboard. So I'll clear out my history, go to my dashboard and look for those 14 reports. What you'll see is the very first report, while it has been prepared by the grantee, it has not been certified by the grantee. Therefore, it is considered delinquent. The rest of the reports listed have not even been started by the grant recipients and are delinquent. Okay. What else do we want to see here? We want to show you again, we'll go to the dashboard. And you see their FFRs ready for agency approval, which we will see up here. And there are 100, which means you as a grant recipient has done your job and it has not been accepted or approved by your GOTR. Okay. When tracking your grants and your awards, rather, we would suggest, I'll just pick any one, that you track them and you have it report to you or subscribe to tracking this award. So you'll see this little red X here by the envelope, and you can click on that and it will ask you what level of notification you want to do. Again, we'd say don't do by grant ID, but do by payee account number. If you select that and then you subscribe to that and save it, then you'll be notified when there are any reports. You don't miss anything. Okay, so it's a good thing to do. We'll go to my buddy here. And this is to review the FFR that's in the system. And you'll see everything's pre-populated in the beginning. The only option for you to select here is quarterly or, accrual, I'm sorry, basis of accounting, accrual or cash. That is still an option to select right now as the system is reporting. However, the only option for you is to select accrual to be correct and accepted by your GOTR. Okay, you'll see that the period, it will give you an end date and it'll give you the total period of performance. And you'll see cash disbursements, which will be automatically entered by the PMS. And you will enter your cash receipts, and then the difference will be the cash on hand. And cash on hand should not be any more than 3 days worth of operating expenses. If it is, you must respond in block 12 in the remarks section to explain that to your GOTR. And block 12 is pretty much anything you want to say to your GOTR for them to be aware of, or you can email them separately, but it's good to have it in this form as well. 10D, your authorized funds is automatically entered for you, and then the calculations, once you put in your expenditures, are done for you as well. Recipient share and program income basically are not going to be used by our grant recipients because we don't record shared costs, and this is not a for-profit program. And block 11 with indirect expenses, this is completed at the end of your period of performance. Block 12 here is, block 11 is only if you have a negotiated a NICRA, an indirect cost rate, and if you have a cost allocation plan or de minimis, then you would enter that in block 12 in your final FFR. What the person who is signed into the account will automatically populate for the prepared by, and then your certifier will go in, and from the drop-down menu for the certifiers, they will select who they are and sign the report, and it is then submitted to your GOTR for review and approval. So I know that was kind of quick, but I know we're running short on time, so hopefully the slides will get you through as well. It tells you what's pre-populated, what's not, what to complete, and again, how to find your FFRs in the system. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick is if you return to the main page, and you want to do an inquiry, which is what we do and your GOTR does, to check your disbursements. And we enter in your payee account number. And we run the inquiry. And that will tell us everything you've drawn down on this account under every separate account line number because we did your payee account number. And what we'd be looking for is, did you do a drawdown on the previous year before, or did you do a drawdown on the current year rather, before you did a drawdown on the previous year? Right? So these folks, NC7, they drew down 1/22/2018, but they had already drawn on NC8, which is the follow-on award, prior to that on January 18th. So those are the kind of things we look for to see, are you drawing from the right account at the right time for your FIFO rules of drawdown. So any questions, please put them in the chat. That's a quick report from me, and I hope it helped even for those that have been using the system for a while now.